And we're ready to continue with more E.V.O. Search for Eden. In the last part, we defeated the Debustega to prove ourselves to be the top amphibian. Then we discovered from the Elder that the king bee and their insects were eating all the plants up. And then I defeated the king bee, and then I was told that there was a sand eater in the next area. So, yeah, for this part, we're going to finish up Chapter 2 and find out what awaits us now that we've defeated the king bee and supposedly saved all the plant life. So this is the sand eater. This is its domain. It hits pretty hard, so I gotta be careful here. I can't attack these things, I can only avoid them. I'm gonna use a quick evolution to fix myself up. Grab myself a horn. That'll heal me. Since there's no way to heal on this level otherwise, so we'll just try to avoid the sand eater as best we can. There we go, got out of there. That level is where having the armor body would have been real helpful. That's alright. Let's move on to the next one. Desert of Edosaurus. The Edosaurus. Huh, it's different. You can't get through here if your body is still the same. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get the armor body. It is the era of reptiles. The era of plants and insects has ended. Well, buddy, I don't know if you know this, but I killed the king bee. I kind of ended the era of insects that way. Oh, these guys hit hard. Alright, so we're gonna wait for them to dip their heads in, and then I'll bite them. They give me 80 per kill. I might want to farm these guys to get the armor body. That guy gave me a critical meat for 300. He's also still playing the insect theme in this desert. Yeah, these guys attack you with their fin, which does hurt, especially since I don't have the defense of the upgraded body, but I will momentarily. I just gotta wait for them to dip their heads in the sand and then bite them. These guys sleep? They do not. These ones still do. Out of my way. I think I might have discovered something about horns, too, in the last, in the part during the Fish Age. I think as long as you don't use up the horn in an area, when you transition to a new area, your horn's usage will reset back to 3. But now that we have 5,000, let's buy the armor body. There we go. Now the rest of my body kind of matches my tail. I should also have a really high defense now, of 7. That's pretty good. You can see instead of 14, these guys only do like 8 damage per hit with their attack. Still pretty painful, but not as painful as before. So now that we finally armored up, let's keep progressing through this desert. Next we have the Desert of Mosuchop. And these weird guys come out of the sand and attack you. Their attack that knocks me into the air doesn't even hurt that much anymore. Now that I got the armor body. These guys actually have a pretty unique animation for when night falls. So I'll stick around a bit to show that off. Alright, I've used the horn twice. If I don't use it a third time, I won't lose it. Because these guys sleep, but the way they sleep, you'll see, it actually makes them more dangerous at night. Because during the day, they hide in the sand and then jump out and try to bite you. But when night falls, this happens. They actually come out of the sand and start sleepwalking. Even crazier, they can still attack you. Went ahead and broke the horn to get that guy off me. They're actually a lot more aggressive at night as a result of their sleepwalking. Alright, we're done here. Let's go ahead and get out of here. Out of my way, I'm leaving. Actually, before I leave, let me check something. Alright. Yeah, for some reason, there's a dual horn that's also 5,000 E.V.O points. But again, it would suffer the same issue as any other horn, where using it 3 times breaks it. Desert Time Trans. This is where we'll face the boss of Chapter 2. You are failure. You should have listened to our orders. Hail Queen Bee. So I guess the King Bee wasn't the leader of the insects. So now we'll meet the boss of Chapter 2, which is the Queen Bee, the true leader of the insect army. It was you, amphibian, who defeated my husband, the King Bee. You have destroyed the laws of our insect society. I feel it is unfair that only our society be destroyed. The amphibians must be destroyed too. I shall destroy you first for defeating my husband. Then the battle theme from the Shinka Ron plays, and then we get to fight the boss, the Queen Bee. But since I have the thorny springtail, and now I have the armored body, she fights very similarly to the King Bee. She'll shoot a couple stingers at you, and then swoops in to attack personally. But you can get her in this pattern, and then she's real easy to beat. And then she drops these honeycombs worth 500 each. And we're done here. Balance of nature, which the giant insects destroyed will recover. The plants that were totally destroyed will grow back again. The ground will become an ideal place for all creatures again. Okay, here is your new body. It is the body of a reptile. You can evolve into many different things with this body. Great power, give this creature a new body. And then I transform into this reptile. And then we move on to the next area. And again, these little portals will warp me into the future, so we're going to the Age of Reptiles this time. By the way, King Bee, did you say you were larger because of the crystal? I never made a crystal that would make bodies larger. Something strange. The next time period is a place where all creatures compete for power. These creatures are called dinosaurs because of their strength. So yep, Chapter 3 is the Age of Dinosaurs, 200 to 65 million BC. Of course, this is where things start to take a bit of a downturn for the game's music. You might remember the themes that played in Chapter 1 and 2. Well, a lot of those will be lost. This is where I would have ROM hacked the game to use the coast theme from Chapter 1 more often. Door to Dina Continent. So let's listen to this theme. Get ready to hear this theme in just about every level from this point on, and different remixes of it and such. There's a yellow crystal here. Let's look at the capability. Let's see, I've got a 1 in jumping ability. That's even lower than I had as a fish. Defensive power at 0, agility at 4. Other than that, pretty standard. So we got this yellow crystal here. Let's eat it and see what it says. E.V.O tip. You can evolve in various ways in this era. If you choose 2 legs, you'll be able to jump higher. If you choose to have 4 legs, you will have stronger defense. If you choose 4 legs, your ability to jump will be limited, so be careful when choosing. Yeah, you can evolve now from a 4-legged to a 2-legged reptile. You hear whispering coming from somewhere. Whisper A. How many reptiles have challenged Mount Brave? Whisper B. Only a reptile with true bravery may be eligible to build a new age. I believe Mount Brave is a good target to overcome. This will help us choose the chosen one. Whisper B. I feel an ominous hunch. Gee, I wonder if I'll have to go to Mount Brave at some point and try to overcome whatever its challenge is. So yeah, as the thing told me, I can evolve from 4 legs to 2 legs as a reptile, and if I evolve into 2 legs, I can move faster and jump higher. That sounds like it could be useful for this kind of game. I don't know if you can hear that motorcycle outside, but yeah. Next we're in the Marsh of the Prime Frog. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. We are the Slimy Amphibians. What's wrong with slime, huh? Ribbit, ribbit. I don't even think these guys are too much trouble. They'll mostly run away from me. I can jump on them to damage them. They only give 10 per meat. I think they attack with their tongue, which does 2 damage to me. Yeah, these frogs aren't going to be very helpful for getting my E.V.O points up. So we'll probably move on to the next area as soon as possible. Alright, then we can move on to the next area, which also appears to be a marsh. This one is the Marsh of Amphibians. We are the ones who watch over the plants. Recently, reptiles have eaten so many plants, we have become worried. You'll notice these are the bull Ecustega from Chapter 2. We know they give me 14 health, or 15 E.V.O points when I defeat one, but as you can see with this reptile body, which isn't nearly as strong as the amphibian body I upgraded back in Chapter 2, I'm not very good at fighting them in this body. So my best bet is to keep them separated, fight them one at a time, or just run for it, because 2 or more attacking me at once will not go well. I'm trying to get out of here. I'm so slow, though. Alright, get out of there. Need to find a place where I can actually get some E.V.O points, and those marshes aren't it. Maybe down here, the Domain of Techodonto. There's that theme again. This is one of the main themes of E.V.O. You'll hear this one on a lot more levels now. When again, I prefer the Coast of Pange theme, which was the one used in the Shinka Ron of the Age of Dinosaurs. It just felt more appropriate. These guys are a little better at E.V.O points, 12 as opposed to 10. And I can defeat them fairly easily. One thing they don't tell you, though, is you're going to need a lot more E.V.O points to get things. Even the next update to my jaws costs 500. I can now extend and shorten my neck for 1,000. Upgrades to my body. Nautilin's body is the best 4-legged body, which gives you the highest defense. But for 1,000, I can also start swapping over to 2 legs. I didn't mention this, but in the other chapters, in every chapter, you always have this option to increase and decrease body size. Of personal preference, I prefer the smaller sizes, since you're a little quicker, and the larger sizes don't really do a whole lot other than make you slower and give you a bit more health. We'll go into this next area, the Domain of Pulsarus. Hey you, don't get involved with the crystal. It causes creatures to evolve in strange ways. We don't depend on it, we revolve in the right way, with steady effort. Look at my excellent headbutt. And these guys spend a lot of the time crashing into each other like this. Now I already have a green crystal, because I still have the review of Evolution, but I still have nothing to use with it, so for the moment, we're just going to not take the green crystal. This guy will also try to hit me, which does hurt. He hits for 5 with his headbutt. If I can do some damage to him, I can get 20 health there. Alright, let's get this guy. Luckily, there's stuff to heal as well. Take that one down. As you'll notice, things are getting a little tougher now. Enemies are stronger than they were before, and And they're still not worth as many EVO points as before. I just took a bunch of hits there, and I missed a piece of meat because they knocked me away from it. Ow. Oh boy. Please tell me they go to sleep. There we go. I lucked out because night fell and they went to sleep. It takes 3 hits to kill them in my current state, which, again, this is like the weakest I've been so far at the start of a chapter. Wonder if I can get anything that'll help. Well, I can get an Ediosaurus dorsal fin like the previous chapter. I have a snake tail, a nautilin tail, a pronosaurus tail, and an invincible tail. Let's check back of the head. Everything's like 1,000 at best if you want the best quality. You're gonna need that for the Age of Dinosaurs. You can see my struggles with fighting these guys. Now I'm gonna try to get out of this stage. Oh boy. Let me hit that. I don't know how they do steady effort to evolve and all they do is that headbutt. Here I am trying to kill them and eat their meat. That's how I learned to do it. Ow. In my current form, I so look like a dinosaur that would be a predator, don't I? God, I got to 500. Maybe I should buy something, anything that'll help me. Let's see. We'll grab the Stegosaurus dorsal fin. See if that raises my strength enough to help. Strength is up to 3, so yes, that will help, because now I can ram these guys and do more damage. Alright, let's leave this area. We'll go into this area. The Domain of Cyrocasaurus. Now, this guy looks like he might be the first boss, but actually he's not. You can fight him, but he's not worth fighting. First of all, he has a charge attack that does up to 20 damage to you when you don't have any defense like I do. Let's see, my defensive power is at 1, so yeah, I've got nothing. And defeating him wouldn't be worth it anyway, since he drops a piece of meat that gives you 0 evolution points. He says, "My child is missing, so I am very angry. Please go away, or I will become angry with you as well." Alright, so he doesn't want to fight, he's just upset because someone took his son. Well, I didn't do it, so we'll just do what he says and leave him alone. Then we can move on to this next area. The Domain of Rosasaurus. Yeah, this is where the weird names start coming into factor. There's that main theme again, this time sounding like this for some reason. Why they did this to the soundtrack, I will never be able to understand. I don't know if I can take this guy with my current stats, but we're gonna try. Ow. Ow. Okay, that's not good. Jump! That didn't work. Can I afford anything? Probably not. I think this will be the first death of the run. Yeah, alright. I'll show off what happens when you die. Not that I have a choice because I picked a fight I can't win in this form. But yeah, you come here. Gaia says, "Sorry, you've been defeated. I'll revive you. Please keep this a secret from my father, the sun. Your EVOP has been reduced slightly." And then you get brought back to the map screen. So yeah. Not too much of a penalty. I think you lose about half your EVO points when you die. Yeah. Alright, this time we're gonna play it smart and not fight you. We're just gonna jump over you. I can hit them 3 times before they activate, and then at which point they start trying to whack you with their neck, which hurts. I think this would be the area I'll probably end up farming to get my EVO points up. The Domain of Pulsarus. These guys aren't pushovers either, though. Yeah, you'll see they have this yell they do. That hurts you. And if you attack one of them in vicinity of another one, they'll both do the yell. Luckily, I think it has a radius. These guys are worth 50 per kill. It takes 3 bashes of the dorsal fin I've got to kill them. There's a critical, which will help. I think these guys go to sleep, although with my low power, that's not gonna matter too much. It just means they won't be moving around until I hit them. This music, though. Why can't I hear the coast theme, which was more appropriate for the Age of Dinosaurs back in the Shinka Ron? Sounds like somebody playing the main theme of E.V.O. Search for Eden on a tuba. Once I get to 1,000, though, I'll be able to get something good. I hope. I'm almost to 1,000. 2 more of these guys ought to do it. Oh boy. Alright, let's see if I can get something good. I can grab a Tritops helmet and a horned helmet. Let's grab the Tritops helmet for this run. You'll see it gives me this fin, kind of like a Triceratops. Strength goes up to 5. Now if I ram them, I do 5 damage, which takes them out in 2 hits. So yeah, that'll make grinding a little easier, but I'll do that later. Let's see the rest of this area and see what it has to offer. I think we wasted enough time grinding. Here's the Domain of Rosasaurus. Go ahead and run into this guy. These guys have a couple of attacks. They flip their fins at you, which can hurt, and they can tail swipe you. Or if you hit them, they always go for a tail swipe against you. They're worth more, though, and they're a little easier to kill than the Rosasaurus. Alright, we'll make our way to the next area after this. Alright, next area over here. Next we find the Domain of Prime Frog. I guess this is where they mainly live. So you can see they're harassing another dinosaur, but isn't that the... Prime Frog A says, "You do not like slime? What an insolent Cyrocasaurus child." So it is the son of the Cyrocasaurus we met earlier. Stop it, I don't like it. Ah, reptiles are coming, run! Help me! I can beat up these frogs. You don't have to beat them up. Your mere presence alone allows the Cyrocasaurus child to escape. You'll notice the level still isn't clear, but we'll come back to it in the next part. To wrap up this, we're going to go back to the Domain of Cyrocasaurus and see if the father and son have been reunited. And sure enough, yes they have. Cyrocasaurus child tells him, "The reptile helped me when I was in trouble. Help." Well, if you meet him, the reptile, tell him about the legend. One day a dinosaur climbed to the top of Mount Brave. At the top, he was given the chance to become a new creature. If he took the chance, he would give up most of his capabilities. He decided after much hesitation to make the change. He was admired by all for the courage he had shown by changing into a new body. This body had capabilities which no other creatures had. He changed his name to Tenodon and left for a new world. Would you like to hear it again? And if you say yes, they just repeat the story, but I'm going to say no. Yeah, we've reunited them, and they're happy. And again, you can still attack them if you really wanted to, but all that'll happen when that happens, kind of like I mentioned in a comment I made in the Chapter 2 part where you talked with the Elder, you can attack them. The Cyrocasaurus will still fight you. It is still a lot stronger than I am. He's probably the toughest quote-unquote enemy in the game, and he's not worth any E.V.O. points. If you do manage to kill his son, you get the same effect as if you killed the Elder or the Child Ikustega in Chapter 2. Gaia stops you and asks, What are you doing? And then if you eat the meat that it leaves behind, it kills you by doing 99 damage to you. But we're not going to do that. We're going to leave them alone and let them be happy. And that'll be the end of this part. I'm going to probably do some off-screen grinding after I wrap up here so that I can get enough points to upgrade. So, yeah, I'll just be going around bashing Stegosauruses and whatever to get my points up. And the next part, we'll upgrade our dinosaur character here to make him strong enough to take on the next boss. And then from there, we'll probably move on to Mount Brave and see what the voices and the Cyrocasaurus was talking about when it came to becoming a new creature. So, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next video.